So everyone, welcome to our live stream. So my name is Tyler. I work for the Evans Public Library, and we're going to be demoing a boss game today. With us today, I got Princess Peach, Luigi, Toad, and Mario. Welcome everyone. So glad you can make it, and we're going to be making a boss game. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to get started with that. So I'm going to start. So let me see. So I need to make, feel free to shout out in the chat or, any of our lovely panelists, things we need to do. So I need to make a background. I need to add the donut boss. We got a main character. We got donut boss, stage 1, stage 2. We got the status bar, the friendship meter. And we got like win and lose conditions too. We gotta have our damage handlers as well. Okay, so I think these are a list of things we need to work through today. So I'm just gonna start at the top. Let's start with background. So I'm gonna go to scene. I'm going to set background image to gallery, and I like this road one, so I'm going to go with that one. And if you noticed in the game I was demoing earlier, the road was moving, and so this is something new we haven't demoed on the live stream yet. You can add a scroller. There's an extension called Arcade Background Scroller, so it's under Advanced Extensions, and we're going to see a new set of blocks here. Called scroller, and I'm just going to grab scroll background VX. And you'll recognize these as our movement things. So I only want to go left and right, so I'm going to turn off the VY, which goes up and down, and then I'm going to use a slower number, the -50, and now we got a nice little scrolling background. It's a nice way to add some movement to your game. Okay, so we got background done. Let's add a donut boss. So I'm going to rename this variable. Okay, and I'm going to, I think the donut's being hidden by, nope, okay, right here. And this is a big sprite, 32 by 32. Usually sprites are 16 by 16, but this 32 by 32 is a big one. And we want something big for our boss, but a 32 by 32 is going to come in later. So let's give it a new kind because it's not our player. Food makes sense, but and like I said, we're trying to make friends. Donut's not the enemy here. So I'm going to call this kind, if I could spell, future friend. So that is our donut. And let's set our starting position. So I want to move it left and right. So I'm going to change it the X value only. I'm going to change that to 140. And I want our donut to move up and down. So I'm going to grab another set, but I'm only going to make it move up and down the Y. And if you remember, velocity Y controls that. I'm going to set to roughly the same velocity as our other one. So now it's at 20. And oh no, our donut is leaving the screen. Don't worry though, easy fix on that one. We're just going to say set donut boss to bounce on wall, and that will take care of that issue. Let me put our list up here. Okay. So we got that. So the next thing I think I'm going to focus on is our donut boss stage 1, which is the sprinkle attack. So normally I would use like an on-game update for like a projectile that happens every so often, but I know I want to use a pause block, and you can't use a pause block inside an on-game update. It just causes some like really serious issues, like some serious like lag issues. So I'm going to use a forever block, and I'm going to make our sprinkle be a projectile, and it's going to come from donut boss, And I'm going to rename this sprinkle. Let's draw a little sprinkle. That looks good. Okay, and now it's going to go crazy here in a second. Yeah, we don't want that. We only want it to go to our left. To go left, we need a negative x value. Okay, still going crazy. Here's where the pause block's going to come in. We're going to say, I'm going to default, I'm going to start out with 3/4 of a second. But as you can see, this is not super great. You know, it's not the kind of, I kind of want to have like a burst, kind of like a burst attack. And a way to do that is have it repeat. So instead of shooting out one at a time, I'm just going to have it repeat like 15 times and then pause. But you'll notice it looks about the same as before. And that's because it's shooting them all out at the exact same moment. And you can't tell, they're all like overlapping each other. So if we add another pause block under loop, we'll just set it for 100 milliseconds. You'll start to see them separating a little bit more. But again, it has like this kind of weird diagonal effect that I don't really like. They're also moving kind of slow. So I'm going to change this to negative 125. There we go. That's getting better. But I kind of want to do something else. So I'm going to grab the change my sprites, change it to sprinkle. And I'm going to change the Y value. So it's coming from the donut a little bit different. And this is where that 32 by 32 is going to come into handy. So we don't want to make it appear above or below our donut. So we can say, pick a number between negative 16, which will make the Y go up, and then positive 16, which is, so together these equal 32. And now we got a little bit more of a burst. They're also kind of coming from the middle of the sprite, which is kind of weird. So I'm going to grab that change again, and I'm going to change X this time. I'm just going to make them appear a little bit to the left. And that looks like more they're coming from the front now, not so much the middle. You could maybe even tweak this a little bit more. Let's see where that goes. Yeah, there we go. I'm liking the way this looks. And if we have time, I think I might animate these later, but for right now, I'm going to leave this like it is. So we kind of have our first part. This is our first stage, like done. But we need to figure out a way to, how can we make the donut switch to stage 2? So I am going to create a variable, a new one. I'm going to call it stage. And I'm going to set, at the beginning, I'm going to set to stage 1. And I'm going to say, if it is stage 1, then do all these attacks. So I'll just use some logic. Let's say equals 1. So now this is happening only when it's stage 1. If I were to manually change to stage 2, nothing's happening. So that is working well. But we need to have a trigger. You know, what is going to trigger our donut to go to stage 2? And let's do that. Usually it's kind of done by like damage. So what I'm going to do, I think we did this in another live stream. I'm going to add another extension called status bar. So we talked about having that friendship meter, the status bar friendship meter. Let's add that now, and that will control our damage, and that can give us our break. Okay. So let's rename this. So we need to fill up the friendship meter, and that's how we win the game, is by becoming friends with the donuts. Okay, so we see the status bar right in the middle. I want to change the shape. The width will make it longer, height will make it a little bit thicker. I'm going to leave it kind health, but now I want to move it around a little bit. So I'm going to position it friendship meter at the top. But it puts it like right at the top. So I'm going to add some padding and I'm going to add an offset. So padding will move it up and down. I just want to give it a little bit of padding. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. I'm not going to move it all the way to the right because our score thing is going to go there. And I'm also going to label this. I'm just going to call it FM for short, friendship meter. And this is something I just discovered recently because you can't really see the friendship meter when it's white, the label. So I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And now you can. All right. So I think that we got that pretty much set up. The other thing in status, oh, no, we want to set it to 0 because like we don't want to take away from the friendship meter. We want to add to it. Okay. So now we're at 0 for the friendship meter and we'll fill it up. There's a cool block in here. It's this one right here. So on status bar of kind health, which is what we're using right here, is less than 50%. And we're going to change this to greater than, because again, we're filling it up. So once it gets above 50%, we can affect a change. It'll wait until we get to that point. So what we can do is we can set our stage. We'll set it to stage 2. And this will be our break. And that's how we can say we can declare something stage 2. So let's do stage 2 now. Before I did a forever loop, but now I'm just going to use an on-game update. And I'm going to use some logic. And I'm going to say if this equals stage 2, then what I want this donut to do is stop shooting sprinkles, which it'll do. And I want it to kind of just like move randomly around the screen. And there's a really easy way to do that. I'm just going to set my velocity. I want this to go kind of slowly, and I'm going to make it go to the left, up and to the left first. I'm going to do down false. Okay. I'm just going to hard code this to stage 2, turn it to manually just to see what the effect is going to be. And you see it's kind of working, but then it gets stuck. And the reason why it's getting stuck like this is because it is stage 2, our variable equals stage 2. So it's constantly setting this velocity to this number over and over and over again. So we need it to stop once it finishes the setup. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another variable. I'm going to name it is stage 2 ready. And then, so at the beginning of the game, I'm going to set this here. And this is something new too. We haven't really done on here. I'm going to set it to true or false. So you don't have to do a variable just as a number. You can also set it to a true or false. And I need to check if it is stage 2 and if stage 2 is ready and that equals false. If both of those things are true, then it will activate. So I'm going to grab in logic, there's something called a Boolean, which is called an and. And what this does is stage 2 ready. So what an and statement does is it checks both sides. So it says, does it equal stage 2? And is stage 2 ready equal false? If both of these things are true, then it does this code, which it's doing right now. If one of them is false or not true, either the stage or stage 2 ready, it won't do the code. And so what we can do now is set stage two. Is stage two ready? It is, because we've set it up. We can do this. And now our donut will start bouncing, because it only runs its code once. Okay. So our next step is, let's add this jelly that's leaking from the donut in stage two. So I'm going to use another on-game update. Change it to 1 second. And I'm going to add some logic in here, because I only want this to happen when it's on stage two. And I'm going to ask if I'm going to have another kind of projectile coming from my sprite. That's the donut boss. But I'm going to make it, I'm going to rename this jelly. Little globs. I'm going to use this as my template. Fill it in. Add a little bit of texture to it. Okay. You see it shooting out kind of fast. I want this to be kind of slow. So I'm just going to do random. Give it some variation, a little bit of variation. So -15 or +15. But it'll make this jelly. Jelly should be slow, right? Out. Okay. The other thing that I really wanted to do is make it hard. So when the jelly goes off the screen, it doesn't keep going off the screen. I want it to stay on screen and create some extra difficulty. So you really have to get to the donut quick before it fills up the entire area with jelly. The other thing too, I don't like how it's kind of like popping out of the middle on top of our, I want to give it like kind of like leaking effect. So I'm going to go to jelly. And this is something new too. We can set what they call the Z depth. And I'm going to set this -1. So this decides kind of like layers, what comes first. What do you see first? And now by changing the Z depth to -1, all the jelly is going to come out behind the donut. Okay. How are we all doing? Y'all are quiet.
So far, so good.
We're taking it all in. This is a lot of information. This is a lot of information.
It is. All right. Sorry, we're going quick, but don't worry. We're recording this so you can refer back to it. Yeah, it turned out to be a lot.
So far.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got our, I think we got all of our donuts. We got our sprinkles. We got our jellies. Now we need to add our sprite stuff. So our main character. So I'm going to go set my sprite. Let's find one that's going to grab. Yeah, sure. This one looks good. We're going to keep it kind player. No big deal. Let's set the starting position. So this has been kind of weird lately. So let's change that to, okay, that's a good starting position. I also want to give my sprite some life as well. So we're going to start out with 3 lives. I want my sprite to move. But I don't want to move too quickly. So I'm going to slow down the sprite a little bit, use a little smaller number for my velocities. Let's test this out. Okay, that's good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to press A to send out some friendships, to send out some hearts. So I'm going to go to controller.
Friendship.
And I'm going to say when A pressed, I'm going to add a projectile to my sprite. Okay. So I like this heart. The pink kind of matches the frosting on the donut. So let's test this out. Oops, we don't want it to go down, so we change that to this. There we go. Those hearts are a little slow, so I want to pump up the speed. Let's try 125. That's better. But here's the thing. I can fire a lot of hearts really quickly, which makes the game potentially really easy. So let's slow it down. And your first instinct might be to use the pause block, but unfortunately the pause block doesn't work. You'll see it does slow me down, but you'll notice hearts keep coming out after I stop pressing A. So that's why we can't use the pause block. So it's a little bit more complicated, but hopefully it'll make sense. So I'm going to test, we're going to add a variable called cooldown. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare the time that our last heart was sent out and see if that time is greater than our cooldown time. And if it is, then it'll fire a heart. If it isn't, it'll stop us from firing a heart. So I'm going to say you can send a heart out every 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second. So as I mentioned, we need to compare. And we're going to compare our cooldown time. So we're going to see if this number is greater than our cooldown time, then this code will activate. If it's not greater than our cooldown time, yeah. So create another variable called last heart time. And when we send out a heart, we're going to set this equal to the game time. So this block right here is keeping track of our game time. So when our game starts, basically a stopwatch starts and it keeps running until our game ends. So for example, if we said at 10 seconds into our game, we shot out a heart, this last heart variable would be equal to 10 seconds. And so, but to get that, obviously 10 seconds is greater than our cooldown time. So we need to do something else here. And we're going to do some math. So as I mentioned, this is basically a stopwatch that is running when we start our game. So this is going to keep running. So eventually, for example, this might equal 14 seconds, and this might equal, and our variable might equal 10 seconds. So 14 minus 10 is 4, which is greater than our cooldown time of 1 second. So we'll be able to shoot a heart out. But if, say, this time equals like 11.5 seconds, and our heart equaled, our variable equaled 11 seconds, that'd only be a half a second. And so therefore we can't shoot. So that is less than cooldown time. So last heart time. So we'll subtract current time or last heart time from current time to see if this number is bigger than our cooldown time. And let's test this out. You'll see I'm pressing A button, smashing it, but when I stop, I don't shoot anything else. Okay. Good so far. So let's add some damage. Okay, so we do that. We need sprite overlap. And don't worry, we're almost done. We just need to add our damage for our characters and just add our win-lose conditions, and then we'll be done. Okay, so sprite projectile overlaps another sprite of kind, let's say, future friend. Let's add to friendship meter, let's say 3. So you'll see friendship meter is filling up. And the reason that is because our sprinkle and our jelly are both kind projectile. So whenever you have 2 different projectiles, one from like an enemy or an NPC and your main character, you need to change the kind from one of them from not being a projectile. And you do that with this block right here. Set, so I'm going to say set sprinkle to a new kind. And I'm going to call this kind so now you'll see sprinkles isn't causing our friendship meter to fill up. And we need to do the same thing for our jelly. So let's say set jelly to kind topping. I know jelly's a filling, but for the sake, let's just call it a topping. Okay.
Very wise.
So we've changed these kinds from kind projectile. So that way, this block right here, kind projectile overlaps with other sprite, kind of thing like that. So now when we fire a sprite, you'll see it filled up a lot though, way more than 3. And that's because our heart is in constant contact with the donut. So we need to destroy the heart once it touches the donut. So it only gives it 3 levels of friendship. So we're going to grab destroy my sprites, and I'm going to grab, so we need to destroy the projectile. So we're going to destroy, we're going to grab sprite from there. Because we're creating a lot of different projectiles, we can't say destroy, heart. Let's rename this. I keep calling it heart. We can't say destroy hearts because there might be more than one heart on the screen. In the computer game, the game won't know which heart you're referring to because they're both named heart. So we want to destroy the sprite that is kind projectile that is overlapping our future friends at that exact moment. So that's why we want to use that local variable called sprite. Okay, so now let's add damage for our player. So I'm going to add 2 of these because we have 2 ways we can give damage. A, by touching the donut itself, the boss donut, and by touching a topping. So for topping, I'm going to say change life by -1. And then we also want to add our destroy in there too, because otherwise once we get hit by one of these projectiles, one of these sprinkles or a jelly, it'll get rid of all of our life in like one go, as you saw right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use other sprite in this instance, because the other sprite is the topping that we're touching, our player's touching. We're going to get rid of that. Unfortunately, we can't really do this mechanic with the donut. So I'm just going to say if you touch the donut for any reason, you just have a game over automatically. Okay, turn my volume. So you saw that, get hit by 3 sprinkles, and touch a donut.
You can't give it a hug?
Hug would be nice. That would be a good mechanic. If we had time, maybe I'd try to build a hug attack. Okay, so how do we win this game? So I'm going to do an on-game update, and I'm going to test to see if our friendship meter equals 100, because the most our friendship meter can equal is 100. That is the max it can go to no matter what. So I'm going to say equals 100. And then it'll be, we'll do a game over win. Where am I at? Okay. And let's add, since this is all about friendship and hearts, let's add a heart confetti effect. Let's just change this for a second to see if this will work. There we go. So our friendship meter, we gave it a value of 100. We got win like that. We'll change this back to 3. Okay. I think that's everything. Like I said, I just want to add this animation because I think it looks cool. So I want to animate the sprinkle. To get our sprinkle, I'm going to use the marquee tool. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to press Control C to copy it. And you can't see that in my game. And then, oh, this isn't my way. I'm going to do Control V. And I'm going to place it at 7.7. You can see that in the lower thing. And then I'm just going to rotate this, put this back to 7.7. And it's back to 7.7. And then one more. 7.7. All right, let's take it. You can see a demo of what it's going to look like right there. That looks good to me. I'm going to increase our time and I'm going to add a loop so it's continuously. And now we got spinning sprinkles. Okay, I think that's it. Any questions?
If we win, do we get donuts?
Donuts
I've
are
been watching this game. It's been making me hungry.
yeah.
Good question.
Not food.
Donuts are friends, not food. Okay. Yeah, I'll get some donuts. Yeah, let's get some donuts for the winner. Add some steaks to this. So I think with the time
And steak? Ooh.
Donut
donut and steak.
friendship meal.
No, that's a little out of my price range. Okay. Let me just test.
That's gonna be a while.
That's looking good. Oh wait, ooh, I forgot one thing. Ooh, I'm glad I tested that. This is why you always play test. As you saw, my sprite went outside that screen. So let's change my sprite, stay on screen. Okay, now I'm stuck on the screen. Okay. All right, I think we got everything ready. Okay, let's publish this game. Donuts and Friends. Okay, I'm gonna add this to our panelists. And let's say, who wants to go up first? So I think we'll do one round. I think everybody gets one practice round and one go. Oh, wait, whoa. I forgot to add a score.
Ooh, good detail.
Ooh.
I was definitely not letting you get by with that on purpose.
Oh, who brought that up?
We'll keep it simple. We'll just say every 200
Everyone
milliseconds,
brought that up.
it changes score by 1. So we'll just see. So if you can't beat it, and this week, we're saying even if you have the high score, but you don't make it to the end, doesn't count. You need to make it. You got to make it to the end.
Okay.
Just to
Get
clarify.
that, Mario?
Good clarification.
Good clarification. But if no one makes it to the end, then the high score will be the winner. Okay. All right. Let me republish this game with that new change. Okay. Stop my screen. Who is up first?
I think my rule goes first, then Prentice is first.
I don't know about that one. I need to see somebody else demo it first. I gotta learn.
You know what?
I'm a
You know
visual
what?
learner.
Toad will
I don't-
bite this bullet for you all. Toad will do this for you because no one wants to go first, and that's okay. Because Toad knows Toad will lose, and so Toad is brave with this knowledge.
Well, if that.
I know where you toad.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. It's links in the chat.
Cool.
So let me turn screen sharing on. Okay. Let's see what you got, Toad.
Okay.
So
Toad.
load it up and share your screen.
Toad is ready. Toad is ready. That wasn't me. Just a moment. Here we go. Okay. Wow.
Oh, that's a good point. Andre in the chat. Yeah, it really should be the lowest score wins because that means you did it the quickest. Good point.
Also wasn't intentionally.
Yes, we will. That is a very good point. So I think it's reversed. So I think if you complete the game, lowest score wins. If
We're Mario Golf here.
no one makes it through, then it's highest scoring because that means you survived for the longest.
Can you see it?
Huh. I didn't think through that. I didn't think through the point side of this. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crack my toe.
Good
knuckle.
Toad. All right.
See what you got.
Do it.
Here we go. Yeah. Oh God.
You're down to one heart.
Oh,
Okay, so
that's a
you
wrong.
All right,
That's a
how's
wrong
your
sprinkle.
warm up? Let's see what you got.
okay, now I understand.
Go up. All right, there you go.
Ooh, this is gonna take a while.
Not so. Yeah. Take exactly as long as it needs to crack.
All right, what was 95?
95.
Mark that in the chat, yo.
It's
95.
harder than
Yeah.
it looks? Question mark.
Harder than it
That
looks.
one burst of sprinkles will kill you.
All right.
Yeah. Okay,
next?
well, one of you avenge me, please.
I'll go next. I'll go next.
All right.
I'll go next. Now that somebody has demoed it, I can go next.
See,
Okay.
Toad knew this would happen.
Way to take one for the team, Toad.
Thank you.
You get
Good job, Toad.
friendship points for that one.
Yay. Do I get a donut?
Yeah, you'll get a consolation donut,
Woo. I love consolation.
but no sprinkles.
What? Well, sprinkles are murderous, so yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go now. Let's see. Can we all see? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, this is ooh.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh wait, no. Okay, wait, no. Wait, do it.
Now it's the real deal.
This is hard.
Oh
All
man,
right, let's give Peach one more shot.
you can do it, Keith. You can do it.
Wait, okay. I have to get the mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta trial and error it a little bit.
No.
You got it. Stay out of the way of those sprinkles.
Oh, she got moves. She got moves. Juke moves. Look at that. Look at that.
You don't want to get too close to it, so you have more reaction.
Okay. I'm 82. 82. I will give myself that.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Luigi will go next.
All right, Luigi. All
Down to the Titan brothers.
right.
Scroll back here. 1 second, getting everything up together.
You good? All right, Princess Peach, 82 points. just shy of Toad's 95.
Hey.
I tried. I gave it my best, and that's all I can do.
All right, can we all see?
No.
Consolation donut for you, just no sprinkles.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Can everyone see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me click on this thing.
So Luigi can get the stage 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Conservation of hearts. I see your strategy.
Good conservation.
Whoa. Almost there, Luigi.
Made a mistake.
Oh, you got a good go. 126.
First level.
I was only one shot.
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah, it's the thing. Those sprinkles are brutal because if you get hit by one, you usually get hit by a second one. Yeah, I wonder if Mario's in there practicing.
Good. I'm watching Luigi.
Because Luigi knows the strat.
Luigi's strat is pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Look at that friendship. That's some prime friendship.
Ooh, I think you're gonna get the stage 2.
Oh man. Oh, it's time for the jelly bombardment.
Yeah. So the trick to here, you you got to get to that donut quick before the screen fills up with jelly.
Hey,
Oh, I can't touch
he
it.
touched it.
I can't touch it. I forgot.
Can't touch
Tyler,
it.
you misled Luigi.
No, I said, yeah, what? No.
You said I, had to
I
get to
thought
the
it too.
donut,
I thought
that's the
I thought
donut,
when you
then
said you gotta get to the
die.
donut, I thought you had to
Yeah.
run
I said
to
you
it.
gotta get the donut with friendship hearts.
You said to get to the donut. You didn't say anything about friendship hearts.
Oh, blame it on me.
Oh,
Well, take another shot, Luigi, if he's not,
oh, okay. Sure.
if I steered you wrong.
Okay. Priceless strat still working out so far.
You see, guys, gaming's all about patterns.
Oh, don't start. You know you're gonna lose as soon as you start lecturing, right?
Mhm.
That's how it happens.
Let me tell
You
you.
look for the
Let me tell-
spaces.
The thing about winning is
You gotta be good and talented.
and flawless.
Flaws. The trick to this game is don't get hit by the sprinkles.
Exactly.
Don't
Now, if you get hit by the sprinkles once, you're dead.
don't overthink it. All right, we get to the jelly stage. Don't touch the donut this time. No more restarts. Don't touch the jelly either.
Oh, yes. Oh, such friendship. Such friendship. You're doing it, Luigi. Wow.
Now you're
Oh,
getting
this is hard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's a minefield of mayhem. And
Oh, we're almost
jelly.
there.
jelly.
Wait a minute.
Yes. Oh. Ooh.
Still got 3 lives.
Wow. Yes, Luigi.
Wait.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
What?
Wow.
I feel like the try.
Got a
That
four.
was actually pretty impressive. The patience.
All right, Mario.
Mario, you gotta beat the game.
Oh, I know. I know.
Remember,
Let's
don't
see.
touch the donut.
Let's
So,
see.
no,
All
no.
right. We're gonna share screen. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Get to those
Can you guys
pockets.
see?
Mario. To the pockets.
Yep.
You guys see?
Yep.
All right.
You gotta get to those jelly pockets.
Don't be, ooh.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Playing it safe.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't die immediately. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the first
Great.
time to go for Mario, right? The true skill in this bloodline,
The Mario.
the Mario family.
Online.
Mama didn't raise no losers.
Just plumbers.
Oh, that's-
It's a very lucrative field.
I mean, it's kind of a crappy job, but
Okay.
hey, everyone depends on the plumber.
it's true.
Mhm, mhm.
I couldn't do it. I could not do a plumber.
Okay, you made it to the second round.
Yup.
Right. We are now in the jelly mind stage.
Jelly. You only got 1 life though. No room for error.
1 life to live. Unable to-
Unfortunately, though, even if you get to it, you've already passed Luigi's.
Yeah, Luigi
Well,
beat.
this is the
Yeah.
practice round, you see.
This is still the practice round.
Mario hasn't failed
Oh,
yet.
that's a really big jelly pocket, though.
Oh, true.
What is
You know, they really spread out for you.
you got this, Mario?
Oh, oh, don't get caught. Don't get caught. Oh.
Oh.
No.
That was so close.
All right, good practice round. Go ahead.
Like Luigi's got his gator
No,
right.
I'm saying he was just.
You gotta
so-
hydrate, all right? That's the key. avoid the sprinkles, and hydrate.
Now you see how his face is all on the screen? That's called focus there, kids. The closer you get to the screen, the better you are. Proven scientific fact, also known as gamer stance.
Gamer stance.
Gamer stance, shoulder width apart, nose right on the screen.
It's working.
Yeah, it is.
Gamer stance is working.
Mhm.
Mustache has to brush your keyboard. And if you don't have a mustache, hair must brush keyboard.
I know. It's like I think the
Oh, he's
Mario
making good time too.
Uh-oh.
the Mario Bros.
Oh, watch it with the mines.
First life to the jelly.
Float like a butterfly, steaming like a jelly.
Yeah. Or
Fish.
heart.
You can do it, Mario.
Yes, give them all the love.
I feel like this is like a character from Captain Planet. How
Heart.
Behind it, y'all.
The most powerful of all, definitely.
Oh, don't he got?
Ooh.
Oh, whoa, man. So close. That was a good showing,
That was
Mario.
a good show. All
Good
right.
game, little brother. Good game.
All
Oh,
right.
Mario's a good sport.
Luigi remains undefeated in our live stream. Well done.
Way to go, Luigi. You're not bad.
Not bad.
Got them
Well played.
chops.
Well
I got
played.
dibs on half the donuts.
Whoa. I don't know
Mario
about
did get
that.
2, yes, but Tyler did lead me astray. You see.
All right, Oz, can you stop sharing your screen, please?
I was chef forever.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the moral of the story.
I
Donuts.
just want to say, yes, I will send a copy of Donuts and Friends right now. See if you can beat Luigi's score. What was it? 4 something? I can't remember what.
Like 4, somebody put it in the chat.
Yeah.
It is 423.
423. Let's see. Anybody can finish this game with a lower number than 423 or lower time than 423.
It's not hard.
So yeah, game is in the chat, y'all. So I was gonna say thank you for tuning in the past couple weeks and watching us create games and watching us create games. I hope you found it helpful. Hope you found it fun. It's been a real pleasure, doing these things. We really enjoyed, chatting with you in chats and kind of demoing these games and cracking jokes.
Yeah, it's been great doing this with you all.
The attendance code is in the. Ooh, let me get that link for you as well. The code word for today is donut. So make sure to fill out this attendance form. Make sure to fill out that attendance form to get your prize token for attending today. All right, it's the only way I know that you were in attendance. So unfortunately, we don't have a way to keep track of what's what. So type in donut, fill out that form, type in donuts. I don't know. Do y'all have any parting final words?
I think
On that.
playing my game.
Okay. So we, I think a lot of these, I think our guest stars over past weeks are going to be at the showcase on December 11th at the Crown Center too. So if you show up, you'll be able to take them on and see if you can beat Luigi, see if you can beat Mario, beat Peach. You can probably beat Toad. I mean, let's be real.
Hey,
I probably can't beat Toad.
you can still contribute.
And I will say, I'm kind of nice to my little brother, but to others, no mercy. That's all I'm gonna say. Bring your
Like
best
the
game.
princess.
So, those are strong words. Those are fighting words. Let's see. So be sure to show up at the showcase on December 11th and see if you can, I don't know, what's the phrase? Make Mario eat his mustache. So,
Yeah, that's definitely how it goes.
because if you beat Mario's gonna eat his mustache, I'm calling it
I
right
can
now.
guarantee that right now that if someone Mario
But if I beat you, you have to eat
have to
Mario's
a
mustache.
mustache.
You have to grow a mustache or wear a mustache
Right.
around for the rest of the day.
Well
All right.
Thanks,
Glad you
everyone.
enjoyed it,
Really
Jason.
fun.
I'm glad you
Thank you,
enjoyed it.
everybody.
We'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you in person on December 11th. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. It's been great doing this with
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Jurgen.
Enjoy your Saturday,
Finish those games. Get those games submitted before
Yeah, you
December
got
5th.
this.
All right.
December 1st.
Before the showcase.
That's a rough draft.
December
Rough
1st.
draft, December 1st. Rough
Okay.
draft, December 1st. Submit your games by December 5th. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Sorry, y'all.
holidays.
That's
All
what
right. Good work. Ooh, I'm gonna stop.